day viewers, the Colonel speaking to you live from the Price Factory for British Imperial YouTube Broadcasting. What load of old tat we got here today? Well, it's not a load of old tat, it's rather interesting portable. A very good quality. As you can see, it's an Itonia, and it's jolly good. In fact, it seems to be playing on its own. Ah, yes. Well, we're not demonstrating that one. That's what we're demonstrating. There we are, and we will play Ohio medley, one step, played by the Happy Six. It's Columbia 3030. Now, that's not what we were doing it for. This is a most unusual machine. Some of you may have read the Gramophone magazine, and if you look in late 1924, early 1925, you've got Captain Barnett, who had invented something called a Sonatab, which was an ordinary plain table, just like this, with an undertier, most important. And what he'd done is rigged a tone arm and a motor to the top, and a sort of conical horn facing onto the lower tier, and he'd used it as a gramophone, and he said it worked very well. Later that year, he was advertising the fact that he could have them made for various collectors. And this, I assume, is one of them, if not the original, not the prototype, but the one he actually produced, because it is solid mahogany. It's not an adapted table. This is something very much more serious. Now, if I lift the motor board out, this is a bit peculiar, because there's the single spring Swiss motor. See, there's no rubber insulators, so that's very odd. I don't think a gramophonist would have done that. Well, there's the horn, there's the tone arm. It goes into this thing, which is the horn, which faces downwards. Let's see if we can get under there. There we go. Whether you can see it there or not is an entirely different matter. Oops. Whoops. We won't see anything there. So there we are. There's the tone arm and all the rest of it. I'll just plug that light back in. That wasn't part of the plan. That's what you get for there we go. Right, don't know whether you can see inside there, but that, you know, that's the horn inside there, and the sound reflects off the lower tier. That's it. It wasn't so dark and miserable here at Oxford today. You'd see it a lot better. But there you go. There's the inside of that reflecting horn, and there is the horn thing, and there is the tone arm. Now, another odd feature of this one is, there we go. Put that back in there. That's it. Drop it in, there we go, it's all working. Now if you'll notice this, yes, the absolutely woeful tracking, which captured, but excellent quality fittings. That's an excellent quality tone arm, and something called a super sound box made in, and it's almost an early EMG, it's so well made. Looks a bit like a an exhibition, but it's actually far better quality. Really super, and it works well. The bit of string was added by myself for effect. So yes, 925 Captain Barnett was advertising these things. Whether he made many or not I don't know. I bought this one recently, and it is super. It's massive quality, incredible, solid mahogany top, solid, massively overdone internal frame, which stops the lid from bowing, I suppose. The motorboard nearly 3/4 of an inch thick, which means no insulators, and incredibly well made. But the sound is reflected from all four sides. Very curious idea. I don't know how many he made or were sold, and I certainly don't know how many survive. I've never seen one. And I was talking to the squire, he hadn't. But as you could hear, it was actually rather nice. Perhaps we should finish the record. But as I say, the tracking is woeful. Actually, I've just had a thought. I've got an His Master's Voice number 4 soundbox on this Model 14 behind us. Every video I do has to have a Model 14 in it somewhere, viewers. It's the law. Actually, it's because I've got 4 of them. There we go. 4 of them? 5 of them? No, 4 of them. Right, let's see what this sounds like with a number 4 soundbox. Wind it up before it gets oh dear. Right, should have thought about that. It's only a single spring motor, of course. That's the trouble. Because the motorboard's not screwed down, making that noise. Right, here we go. Why were they made? I don't know. To demonstrate Captain Barnett's idea of sort of reflected sound? Well, probably. for people with small spaces who, you know, couldn't fit in anything bigger. They certainly didn't get a poorer quality of sound. That's as good as any non-branded 20s gramophone. No, that's okay, nothing wrong with that. So I don't know really. They needed a tea table that was also a gramophone. You could dance around it, couldn't you, if you were having a dance party in the house? Other than that, who knows? But there we are. I've never seen another one. I don't know whether many exist. They're an interesting idea. But otherwise, not a typical gramophone, which is a good thing. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Thank you and goodbye.